there's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
You gotta understand the outside world was really trying to get inside this building. We just didn't let it.
What kind of things do you feel?
I'm not in the locker room.
Okay,
I ain't even on
but
the
just
team.
I'm
talking about more social media.
Okay.
Sheryl Swoopes just threw some major shade at Caitlin Clark, claiming the Fever's locker room is a hot mess. But hold up, Erica Wheeler's not having it. She's spilling the real tea, and you won't believe what she's saying about Clark and the team's vibe. While Swoopes paints a chaotic picture, someone who's actually in the locker room has a different take. Erica Wheeler's about to share what's really going down with the Fever. Are you ready for a plot twist? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Enter Erica Wheeler, Clark's teammate and a respected veteran in the WNBA. This isn't just some random player chiming in. Wheeler's got the cred to set the record straight. And let me tell you, what she's saying is completely different from Swoopes' claims. Wheeler's first words about Clark? Imagine if she didn't allow me to de-escalate situations. It would be even more bad. Wait, what? This isn't the drama-causing rookie we've been hearing about. It sounds like Clark is actually helping keep things cool in the locker room. But that's just the beginning. Wheeler's painting a whole different picture of what's happening with the Fever. She's talking about how important it is to have fun and keep things light, especially with all the pressure from the outside world. The outside world was really trying to get inside this building. We just didn't let it, Wheeler says. Think about that for a second. While everyone's been talking about drama and tension, Wheeler's describing a team that's sticking together and not letting the noise get to them. That's a far cry from teammates wanting out and fighting over the spotlight.
She's making sure that when Sheryl Swoopes basically said there are locker room issues and some serious players want to go, a veteran thing to say is like, the others are trying to get inside the building, we just didn't let them in.
So what's really going on in the Fever's locker room? Is it the chaotic mess Swoopes described, or is Wheeler giving us the real inside scoop? The plot's thickening, and we're just getting started. Remember, Wheeler's not some random source. She's right there in the trenches with Clark every day. She's seeing firsthand how the rookie interacts with her teammates and handles the pressure of being the new face of the franchise. If anyone knows what's really going down, it's her. And what she's saying is pretty eye-opening. Instead of a locker room divided, Wheeler's talking about a team that's coming together. She's not describing a rookie who's causing problems. She's talking about a player who's aware of her influence and trying to use it positively. Think about the implications here. If Wheeler's telling the truth, and why wouldn't she be, then all this talk about drama in the Fever's locker room might be way off base. Could it be that the team's actually thriving with Clark on board? But here's where it gets really interesting. Wheeler doesn't just stop at defending Clark. She goes a step further, hinting at how the team's dealing with all the outside pressure. When she talks about not letting the outside world in, it's like she's giving us a peek behind the curtain at the team's strategy for handling all this attention. It's starting to sound like the Fever might be more united than anyone realized. Instead of falling apart under the pressure, they're banding together. And Clark, far from being the source of drama, she might actually be part of what's keeping the team strong. So where does this leave us? On one hand, we've got Swoopes painting a picture of a team in chaos.
All we do is have fun. She's just a kid. The outside, the others are trying to get in. We're not going to let them. The reason why their team chemistry seems to be so good, even though everything is going disastrously bad around them.
On the other, we've got Wheeler describing a rookie who's helping keep things together and a team that's not letting outside drama affect them. It's like we're looking at two completely different teams. Swoopes painted one picture, but Wheeler's got the paintbrush now, and what she's about to reveal might change how you see Caitlin Clark forever. Is the Fever's locker room a battlefield or a bonding ground? Get ready for a bombshell because Erica Wheeler's not holding back. She's serving up the real scoop on Caitlin Clark, and it's nothing like what Swoopes was saying. Remember all that talk about drama and tension? Wheeler's about to flip the script. First things first, Wheeler's not just defending Clark, she's gushing about her. She describes Clark as really a kid at heart who brings fun to the game.
There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be. players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
wanna be here.
This is where I want to be
Yeah.
with you.
What kind of things do you feel?
I'm not in the locker room.
Okay,
I don't know. I ain't
okay,
even
but
on the
just,
team.
I'm
I'm talking about more social media.
Okay.
That's a far cry from the troublemaker Swoopes was talking about. Instead of causing problems, it sounds like Clark's actually bringing some much-needed energy to the team. But here's where it gets really interesting. Wheeler doesn't stop at praising Clark's personality. She goes on to talk about how the whole team is vibing together. We're all having fun, Wheeler says. That's not just a casual comment. It's a direct contradiction to Swoopes' claims about locker room drama. Think about it. We've got Swoopes on one side, talking about teammates wanting out and fighting over the spotlight. Then we've got Wheeler, who's actually in the locker room every day, saying they're all enjoying playing together. It's like night and day. So what's really going on here? Why is there such a huge gap between what Swoopes is saying and what Wheeler's experiencing? It could be that Swoopes, being on the outside, just doesn't have the full picture. Or maybe there's something else going on that we don't know about yet. But let's focus on what Wheeler's telling us, because it's pretty eye-opening. She's not just talking about Clark being a good teammate, she's painting a picture of a united locker room. When she says they're all having fun, it suggests that the team's chemistry is actually pretty solid. And that's huge. Think about all the pressure the Fever are under.
All we do is have fun. With Caitlin Clark, who never takes anything serious, like I tell people all the time, she's really a kid at heart. You gotta understand the outside world was really trying to get inside this building. We just didn't let it.
They've got this rookie phenom who's getting all this attention. They're trying to turn the franchise around, and everyone's watching their every move. That's the kind of situation that could easily tear a team apart. But according to Wheeler, that's not happening at all. Instead, it sounds like they're using all that outside pressure to bring them closer together. She even mentions how they're not letting the outside world get inside their building. That's some serious team unity right there. So what does all this mean for the Fever? Well, if Wheeler's telling it like it is, and why wouldn't she be? We might be looking at a team that's way stronger than anyone realized. Instead of falling apart under the pressure, they're banding together. And Clark? Far from being the source of drama, she might actually be part of what's keeping the team strong. It's like Wheeler's pulling back the curtain and showing us what's really going on behind the scenes. And what we're seeing is a team that's not just surviving the pressure, they're thriving on it. They're having fun, they're staying united, and they're not letting all the noise from outside get to them. You think this drama's just about Caitlin Clark? There's a whole other level to this story. The Fever aren't just making waves in Indiana. They're shaking up the entire WNBA. We're talking comparisons to Patrick Mahomes and LeBron James. That's some serious hype. But with great hype comes great pressure. Every rookie star in the WNBA faces intense scrutiny, and Clark's no exception. The spotlight's on her 24/7, and not everyone's thrilled about it. Remember Sheryl Swoopes' claims about locker room drama? That's just the tip of the iceberg. Swoopes has a history of criticizing Clark. It's not just about what's happening now. She's been taking shots at Clark since her college days. Makes you wonder if there's something personal going on there, doesn't it?
So people say, dang, like he or she's killing them, but you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old. Well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? Because you've been doing it a lot longer than they have. Clark right now probably takes about 40 shots a game.
But here's the thing. This isn't just about Clark. It's about every young player trying to make their mark in the league. The pressure these rookies face is insane. Imagine stepping onto the court for the first time, knowing millions of eyes are on you, expecting you to be the next big thing. That's enough to make anyone crack. And it's not just the fans. Former players, media, everyone's got an opinion. It's like these rookies can't breathe without someone analyzing their every move. How do you even focus on playing when you're constantly worrying about what everyone's saying about you? That's where teammates like Erica Wheeler come in. When she stood up for Clark, she wasn't just defending one player. She was showing the world how important it is to have your teammates back. It's about protecting the team's chemistry, keeping everyone focused on what really matters, playing their best game. Think about it. If the Fever let all that outside noise get to them, they'd fall apart before the season even starts. But instead, they're coming together. They're not letting the pressure break them. They're using it to make themselves stronger. This is bigger than just one team or one player. It's about how the WNBA handles its rising stars. Are they setting these young players up for success, or are they piling on so much pressure that they're bound to crack? Wheeler's defense of Clark shows us something important. It's not just about talent on the court. It's about having a team that supports you, that helps you navigate all the craziness that comes with being a star. Without that, even the most talented player could falter. So next time you hear someone talking about drama in the WNBA, remember, there's always more to the story. It's not just about what happens on the court. It's about how these players handle the pressure, how they support each other, and how they deal with all the noise from the outside world.